When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, look, people got to make money, and Major League Baseball is teaming up with New Era and the clothing brand Off-White. I don't even know this clothing brand.
No, it's a very foo-foo.
Is it?
It's this isn't our style.
$5,000 for a kid's denim jacket, kind of foo-foo.
It's like you get it like Neiman Marcus or something like that. I don't know.
Really? Okay. And so this collaboration, many baseball fans are calling one of the dumbest collaborations to ever be collaborated.
And I'll be honest, like at first I'm like, okay, that's a stretch. And then I saw what they're doing, and it's an understatement. It is without a doubt the most ridiculous collaboration of all time.
Yeah, 6 teams around the league will feature gear from this collaboration. And this is wow. Basically, like they've got this, I guess Off-White has a signature look. I didn't know this about Off-White, where they have meteor holes. And so this is what they are putting in the clothing of baseball. Like the caps have holes in them. The Bills have like a hole cut out of it.
It looks like a giant hole that was just cut with scissors. Like that's what a meteor hole is. It's just a big ass hole that's on like a shirt or a jersey or a hat. And it's dumb.
I mean, so basically they're giving you less material. They're literally cutting out pieces of material and charging you like thousands of dollars for this.
But it's just like in weird spots. Like in the back of the jersey, it'll just be like right above the number and like kind of over the nameplate. There's just a big ass hole.
Yeah, that way you still can see your name and the number, but you also.
But if I saw that, I'd be like, poor guy, man, go buy a new jersey. You want me to give you a couple dollars? I'd probably leave like 50 cents in their cup. And they're like, dude, that's my coffee. What are you doing?
Wow. I mean, are there people who would buy these? I mean, that Major League Baseball thought, there was a
Kanye West and Drake.
We have an upper end. Yeah, you think?
Somebody with money that, and anyone who's in the know will be like, dude, that guy dropped $1,000 on that jersey.
Yep. And then I feel like everyone in Los Angeles who like follow those fashion trends are going to go buy them, and you see them everywhere.
Well, it's interesting. There are the cities that are doing this. It's not ours. It's also
bummer.
not New York either, which I'm surprised. I am surprised that they're not doing this with the Yankees.
Maybe the Yankees were like, go F off. We're not doing that with our stuff.
Both teams in Chicago are doing it. Toronto's doing it. Oakland is doing it. L.A. and Miami. So I don't know what that says about those cities that they go, we've got a lot of money and we're stupid and we want clothes with holes in it.
And I'm checking out the site right now. The Marlins hat, which looks like someone took a bite out of the bill.
Yep.
Sold out.
Of course.
Completely sold out.
Well,
I hope they only had 2 of them on there.
Yes, same.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I could do this. I'm just going to go to like one of those, websites I know and order a jersey and order a hat and then get some scissors.
There you go.
And cut it and be like, yo, did you guys see my sweet Off-White gear?
Yeah. I think they probably will know.
Yeah, because the logo on like the LA one, it has quotations over the LA logo. I'm
Nothing,
like,
nothing a Sharpie can't fix, Steve.
that's true. Or just go to Lids and be like, can you just embroider 2 quotation marks?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it looks like the White Sox one does that as well, too.
I could get this done for cheap, man.
I feel like you could. I feel like to make it even as a knockoff, I feel like you can get it for a lot less than $260 per hat, or over $1,000 for a jersey.
I'll call it the off white.
The off white.
I mean,
So
a T-shirt for $355 is insane to me. Because that's what fashion is. I don't feel so bad about my board games and all my other stupid things I buy. I don't feel so bad anymore because humans are, we're all dumb, just at different financial levels.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny because I'll see someone with ripped jeans. I know they paid $300 for that,
yeah.
and I'm like, okay, whatever. That's not a big deal. You know what I mean, though. I'm just like, you don't bat an eye. Right. But if I see this, I'm like, you're an idiot. it's really the same concept.
It's funny you say that because my mom was always that kind of person who was like, oh, the ripped jeans. I'm not gonna buy the Walmart brand and I'll rip them for you. I got the scissors. We can make this happen.
And it never looks
how'd
good.
you look, Danny? Did you look legit?
No, never. And actually, it was Kmart. My mom loved Kmart.
But to be honest, this looks like what a mom would do. Be like, oh, you want a ripped jersey?
Yeah.
I'll do it for you. And then they cut a really bad circle. And that's what this jersey is.
You know what bothers me, I think, the most is that usually when you get something that's distressed or whatever, or vintage, or they'll say it's, every piece is unique. This has the holes in the exact same place for every jersey and hat. It's like they weren't even creative enough to hey, let's move them around. Let's make every single one of these jerseys unique. Nope, holes in the same place.
Well, I want you to know that's legit because if it's off, if it's not in the right spot, then you know it's a knockoff.
Oh, good. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are. I mean, I guess it's just basically status, right? Because it doesn't.
Yes.
Does it look like anything I'd want? I don't want that.
Well, dude, I mean, you're also not going to be the guys rocking ripped jeans or you
don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure about it.
I do rock distressed wear though. I will buy a shirt that looks like
But does it have holes in it?
No, but it looks like it's been washed.
I know that.
I mean, you could say the same thing. And you want to know the funny thing is that I will go out and buy a distressed shirt, and then I will get pissed about my shirt that really is distressed. I go, oh man, my logo's washing off on this shirt, and it's like, but BJ, it looks just like the shirt you bought that's new to make it look like the logo's washing off.
Yes.
Why are you? Because I want to get a new shirt. I want to get a new shirt. The logo's washing off. But wait a minute, you paid good money to get a shirt to look like that.
That happened with Joe the other day. Joe was wearing a
Kraken shirt.
one, and I was looking at it, and I was like, "That's a really cool Kraken logo," because it looked like it was kind of fading or cracking. I was like, "Where did you buy that?" And I was like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
So I guess we really can't throw stones, can we?
No, I think we can because the jersey costs $1,000.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, our stupidity is a lot cheaper.
Yeah, we're stupid, but we're a little bit smarter with our money.
All right,
can you use a firm with that?
I don't mind that hypocrisy. I mean, we're financially hypocrites, and that's good.
The New Era though has been doing all these kind of weird collaborations. It's also limited to the number of teams, but I think this one's kind of cool. Have you seen the glow in the dark hats?
No, I haven't seen those.
It's with some company called Culture Kings, and Vicky, show this. It's it looks like the logo of a team, like the A's or the Padres. It's got a paint splotch on it, but then when you turn the lights off, the logo glows in the dark.
That's kind of cool.
That'd be cool at a rave.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. See, now that, I'll pay for that.
That'd be so cool.
How much are those?
Way less. They're $39, which is still.
Oh, that is a lot
that's
better
actually
than
affordable.
That would be so cool if they did that, for a Kraken logo, and then they turned off all the lights and all of our hats were just glowing.
Oh, like a giveaway.
Yeah.
If they did a Kraken one, I would buy that immediately.
So you got to do that as a giveaway, though.
Yeah.
You know, not because I'm cheap, but also because that way everyone in the arena is rocking the glow-in-the-dark hat.
You're a bad businessman. You literally had one dude go, I buy that immediately, and you go, we're going to give it away.
Well, I'm for the people.
Yeah.
I'm not a corporate whore.
Yeah, you're for the Steve people, so you can get it free.
Dude, this is awesome. And then did you see all this baseball stuff coming out, but did you see the City Connect for the Milwaukee Brewers?
Oh, has it just been released? I didn't
Yes.
know they were doing more.
Yes, the new one. They're calling it's the Brew Crew, and it's like a pastel-y blue.
That's awesome.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, I like it.
That's so cool.
Good for them, man. And it really does. It looks like the old school. A lot of teams are bringing back that powder blue, man, and they're making it like their home uniform rather than what they used to be was away uniforms.
Although calling it the Brew Crew makes me think it's like a softball team's jersey. Like,
Yeah.
like we go drinking after. We're the Brew Crew. We play softball and we drink. That's what we do.
Well, that's kind of what the Brewers are, man. I mean, that's
Milwaukee.
It's the brew town,
right?
That's true.
Yeah.
It has like that Mariners kind of blue from the old days.
Yeah, I wonder what
And
ours
yellow.
is going to be. Because, Milwaukee doesn't really have Milwaukee used to have a powder blue uniform. That's right. They used to back in the day. Okay. So I guess it's not, whereas the Red Sox have a completely different color scheme for theirs, but everybody else seems to have to stick to their own color scheme with these, City Connect jerseys. I think Boston's the only one that went completely off script. So
Yeah, I think you're right.
It'd be interesting to see what we do for Seattle. So.
Oh, dude, I got exciting news real quick.
Yes.
Because we were talking about the Vince McMahon saga earlier.
Oh, we got more? Do we have more?
We have more.
Is he going to be on what? Is he going to be on SmackDown tonight?
So, for quick update.
Addressing these allegations?
There's allegations of him having an affair with a coworker. That coworker left. They gave, allegedly, he gave $3 million for not saying anything, and now it's starting to come out, and they said there's even more to come out at some point. Big internal investigation. He stepped down from the WWE for a temporary basis, and his daughter now is the CEO, interim CEO. And then we heard he's going to address it on SmackDown tonight. And we're like, well, what's he going to do? And now the latest is, according to CNBC, yes, he is addressing it on SmackDown, but he's addressing it in his Mr. McMahon character.
Oh, I knew it.
Which
I knew
is-
when it said Mr. McMahon.
His Mr. McMahon character is this brash, arrogant a-hole.
Are you serious?
I'm not making this up.
He's
He's going to be like, you're damn right I banged her. And I'm rich and I can give him... like what was he going to do?
Yeah. Dude,
He's doing it in character.
I won't know because I don't know exactly what here's what he might be doing. He just might be addressing how he's stepping away without even addressing the allegations. He may make up a whole different storyline.
Yeah, you might be right, but...
Because that would be so horrible to...
This is about the dumbest idea possible.
Yeah, and then the greatest.
Yeah, I know also.
Mr. McMahon's these allegations? Like, Steve...
He doesn't care.
But he allegedly passed a woman around. Like she was an object going, hey, here you go, you can have her now.
I'm not saying what he did was morally right or anything along those lines, but this is the world that he's in. He doesn't care.
There's some people that just don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
legit a monster.
No doubt about it. We are seeing people like this in our society where you go, are you detached from reality right now? And they apparently really are. So I just think he would walk away. I think he would just go, all right, you know what? And just Stephanie takes over and
Dude's been watching way too many episodes of The Boys and is identifying with Homelander a little too much.
I don't know that reference, but I'm all in.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Absolute monster.
Yeah,
being an absolute
I saw that,
monster.
and I was like, "You're right, dude." When they first made the statement that said Mr. McMahon's addressing, because that's what his character is called, is Mr. McMahon. It's not just Vince McMahon. And I was like, "No, there's no way he's doing this in character." And yes, he is. This is amazing, BJ.
All right. I mean, we'll see how this all goes
Tonight on Fox.
All right. I mean, yeah, he's going to get people to tune in, that's for sure. Last gasp? I don't know. All right. Hey, here's some news. Motley Crue, well, they're back to playing live shows. How cool is that? But already one of the band members had to quit playing. Why? Well, you're going to hear from him at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Motley Crue has been away from the concert stage for 6.5 years, but drummer Tommy Lee only lasted 5 songs during the band's reunion tour.
No. Well, I mean, maybe he realized we signed a contract. I need to leave.
They did. I don't even know how that all fits in, Steve. I know. I thought they were done, but I guess they're not done. But Tommy's done. He came to the front of the stage and explained that he'd broken 4 ribs, and that Ozzy Osbourne's drummer Tommy, how do you say Tommy's name? Clefetos?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep, Clefetos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That he would step in to complete the gig. It was later confirmed that Clefetos would be filling in on upcoming shows, as well as on the co-headlining stadium tour with Def Leppard. So that's a bummer, because, I mean, man, that's a big show that Tommy's not going to be at.
I got to be honest, I'll be bummed if I'm going to see Motley Crue and Tommy leaves. I know this happened before we left the band, and they had Samantha Maloney, who used to play with Hole. She filled in and was the drummer for Motley Crue for a little bit, which was pretty awesome because she's great, but it would still be a bummer because part of what makes Motley Crue great to me is Tommy Lee on the drums.
Yeah, and here's Tommy speaking to the audience about his injuries.
What I got to tell you is, about 14 days ago, I broke not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 ribs. I wish I had a badass story like me and Conor McGregor scrapping out at some bar or something, but I don't. I hope you guys have a great time. And my boy Tommy Clefetos back here, he's going to help me get through this.
All right.
So, I mean, it seems like it was all planned out.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think? Because otherwise, like, why is Tommy just Clefetos there, just waiting? Like, we need a drummer. Oh, hey, Tommy, what are you doing backstage? You want to hang out and play some drums and play songs you never played before? Sure, guys.
And, of course, in true Tommy fashion, he says, hey, my doctor said, no way. He insisted that I don't play.
The doctors told me, no playing, bro, no playing. And I was like, are you high, bro? We got a tour to do. So, anyway, I am sitting out for My boy's going to help me out here, and I'll see you guys later. On with the show.
Yeah, it's funny. I want to know how he broke his ribs.
Right.
He didn't say how. He's like, I wish I had a cool story, but I don't. Like, so what? Did you just fall down in the kitchen? Like, because you're old? Like, what happened?
It's an old man story? Yeah, could it be an old man story?
I hope it is.
Oh, he got up and sneezed and broke a rib?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be amazing if that was like what stopped the Motley Crue tour? Not Vince Neil, Tommy Lee's ribs.
Tommy Lee's ribs.
I'm a little confused, but it feels like that Tommy Clefetos is only going to help out, but that Tommy will be at every show, just won't be playing every song.
Yeah, I know.
What you get from that?
Or is he just going to hang out and like be like, hey guys, I'm Tommy Lee, but I'm not playing drums?
Cheerleader or something like that?
Or he pretends to play drums, but he's really not, and it's Tommy behind him?
That would be so cool. He's like, what are you, high, bro?
Right.
I'm not missing shows. So, I mean, this article makes it sound like he was, but actually he makes it sound like he's not.
Or like he's going to play every other song? Like, yeah. It's super weird.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I appreciate that, I mean, he's willing to at least be there and do the best he can. That's kind of cool. This article made it sound like he was just like kicking off the thing, telling everybody, I'm really sorry I can't make the rest of the shows, but it doesn't sound like he's not, I think he's going to be at all the shows.
Yeah, I mean, that's the vibe I'm getting. And it's like, okay, or maybe he was just like, hey, I'm going to try my best, see how it goes, and let's have Tommy ready just in case. Yeah. And, he, after 5 songs, realized I can't do it. Because, I mean, I can imagine that would be something like you don't know until you really get into the full mix of things. Like, how's my body going to do in a live setting? Because practice is a little bit different than playing live. Yeah. You know, he's probably playing with a lot more enthusiasm live, and he's like, I can't do it. I got to shut it down. And fortunately, we have another Tommy ready to go.
Tommy too.
Yep.
The one time that I saw Motley Crue play live was in Albuquerque, and it was when they played with KISS. And there was such a bad thunder and lightning storm that was happening during Motley Crue set that they had to pull them off stage. And it was my favorite thing ever because Tommy Lee just went backstage, kept his microphone on, and just gave color commentary to what was happening backstage for the good 15-minute delay, and was just cussing up a storm about how Albuquerque was terrible because they couldn't play live for 15 minutes. We're coming back! And it was just like, what is happening?
I remember that, yes.
Yes.
My first
That's
memory of Tommy Lee, I remember seeing them on tours, like the Dr. Feelgood tours in New Jersey, and he was on one of those crazy drum apparatuses that went like over the stage.
Yeah,
like, he didn't do the upside down thing in this tour, but he was going over the stage and playing, and he was dropping drumsticks at everyone. I'm like, this is amazing. And it was so cool until like he's right above you. And he's standing, and you realize he's wearing nothing but like a black thong.
Oh no!
So you're looking up at this guy's crack.
Yeah.
And you're like,
oh, wow. Whoa.
yeah, man, you rock, Tommy. Sweet crack. Sweet crack.
Really, we don't want to see what Pamela saw, Tommy. We really.
One texter said that's exactly what happened. He was drying off after the shower, and his giant dong hit him in the ribs. That's how he broke it. Wow. I'm glad the texters heard about that. Yeah.
Well, it seems like a plausible story to me. Yeah. All right, so we'll have to see with the rest of the shows whether Tommy makes an appearance or not. I think it's cool if he does do the shows, but I think. I wonder would he get paid if he didn't? Like if it's like, is it like baseball where, hey, they signed him, he's got to get paid, or does he actually have to show up and do something to get the cash?
Yeah, I'm not sure how the band works that out. I would imagine he's getting paid regardless, but that's a very good question.
Because if I'm Tommy Lee and I got to be there to get paid, I'll find one way to get there or not.
Somebody says during their live shows he does like Tommy's booby cam, but he calls it something else with the T word.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if that's maybe like part of the deal. He's like, guys, I can't play. And they're like, but you have your booby cam. We can't have you not have the booby cam.
Oh, that's a good call. And does he really just, do people flash? Is that the idea?
I got to imagine that's what it is, BJ.
Wow, good old Motley Crue.
I'm no scientist, but I feel like that's probably what it is.
They don't care about cancel culture. They're being them. They're doing them.
Well, what's wrong? It's not like anyone's being forced to show their boobies.
That's true. You're absolutely right.
It's a consensual booby cam.
It's a free country.
I remember.
I'll show my boobies if the camera was on me.
Yeah,
100% taking off all my shirts.
Yeah, all of them.
Please close the Zoom meeting before you do that.
Yeah, really don't think that's what
it's the Reverend Enfuego's booby cam.
Yeah. No, again, I really feel like you're missing the point of what
worst
this
idea
is.
ever.
All right, fine. Maybe that's not an idea. I'll float for a pain in the grass.
Don't do it. Thank you.
Hey, we got a text message. We're getting a lot of text messages about Sue Bird, but somebody just read, hey, did you guys hear about Sue Bird's announcement yesterday? She's retiring after the season, one of the all-time greats of the WNBA, and also one of the great Seattle sports stars.
We did talk about it earlier, and this is the end of one of the most amazing sports eras ever.
It's like 21 years. Mm-hmm.
That's it's just and to play at the level of excellence that she played at is just insane.
Was she when did the Seattle Storm start? I don't think she was there from day one.
2 days ago. It was. It feels like longer.
But is she a day oneer? I don't think so.
I honestly don't know. In my mind, she is.
Okay, so she was 1 year. She was like the next year, maybe?
I think maybe.
Yeah. Well,
someone will probably text in and let us know for sure.
It feels like she's been with them for the entire run of the whole franchise.
Pretty much.
You're right, it does. Yeah.
4 championships. A texter has a good question, though.
Yes.
I'd love to know what we all think about this, is that they said, hey, would you put Sue Storm on the Seattle sports Mount Rushmore?
You mean Sue Bird, yes.
Sorry, my bad.
Sue Storm, of course, is the invisible woman, and she's one of the best superheroes ever. You're right.
It's Friday, man. One foot's out the door, BJ. Come on.
I know what you're saying, buddy. I'm with you.
So Sue Bird, Mount Rushmore of Seattle sports. What do you think?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The only
people
the only people who disagree with that would be people that just do not want to recognize that the WNBA is up there with every other sport. But she's the GOAT of that. She's the GOAT of that league.
Right. I would be a massive poser if I tried to be like, I'm the biggest Seattle Storm fan. Like, I do want a shirt with their logo because it looks cool in a black shirt.
I'm with you too, dude. I like that new logo.
Like, I'm not like going into games, but I've always had nothing but respect for the fact that they're a team and they're a pro team here. It's not like anything like, it's no different. Like, I don't go to a lot of Sounders matches, but I'm always happy to see that they do well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how you can argue that she's not a top 4 Seattle star with that resume.
You know who is? It's our good radio buddy, Shelley Hart. And Shelley has been covering the Storm, it seems like, I think, since they started. And she would definitely, I would love to get her take, because I think she could eloquently speak to it, because she's at every game. And, but yeah, Steve, just on the outside looking in, you look at those stats and those numbers. How do you say no to her being on the Mount Rushmore of Seattle sports legends?
Okay, then who's on? What's the rest of it? There's 3 more spots.
It's got to be Spike Owen.
Brian Bosworth.
Yeah, of course.
Geez, you guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I mean, do we put Russell Wilson on there?
You shut your whore mouth.
I know.
He's dead
but
to us.
he got us championship.
No, dude. It's a good argument.
Not until he loses with the Broncos, comes back and signs like a one-day contract to retire with the Seahawks. Then that's when we put him on the Mount Rushmore.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I say with the Seahawks, though, if you had to pick one from the Seahawks, how do you not go with Steve Largent?
Sure.
I think you got to go with Russell Wilson more.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
He won us a Super Bowl. That's the only thing I have against Steve Largent is that he just never, we never got a championship.
It's a team sport, BJ. That defense won that Super Bowl.
Well, you know what? You actually make a really good point. It might be tough. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is tough to put Russell on there. Maybe
he wasn't even the MVP of that game, man.
You're right. You know what? I might have to step that.
Malcolm Smith.
Who?
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, okay.
How about Griffey Jr.? You got to put him on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, got to put Ken on there. Got to put the kid.
Then Yanni Gord, of course, right?
Yeah. Boy, I'd like to. I'd like to think that he'd be that guy.
See, I was torn between Ken Griffey Jr. and Edgar Martinez because I love them both.
I think you got to go Ken Griffey Jr. before. And then with basketball, how do you not go with Gary Payton?
Gary Payton or Sean Kemp?
Well, yeah.
If the public's voting, all of his children are going to vote, so then it would probably be Sean Kemp. You're right.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to take a look at that championship Sonics team and wonder, is there somebody from there that should be on the Mount Rushmore over anybody else? That's a good question. I don't know the Sonics history that well to know, but Gary Payton surely was one of the best.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one from each big sport. Obviously, the Sonics are no longer here, but they have such a great history here. You can't deny it. Is Mount Rushmore
going to have to go to 5? Because we got soccer, and it's super popular, man.
Yeah, but what one player would you put in the Mount Rushmore?
That's what I asked Danny. Yeah,
I don't think there is one.
Honestly, right? Probably would be Clint Dempsey is the closest we'd have to it.
Maybe or Freddie Montero.
But
was Dempsey really? Dempsey was injured a lot. He was a big name, but was he a superstar for Seattle? I would put Fry before him.
Ooh, yeah, Stephen Fry.
That's a good one too. But
Casey
also
Keller.
Clint Dempsey, Casey Keller, yeah. But Clint Dempsey was all USA team as well. And I don't know. Especially, but now we're getting into the mode, and they're still playing. So it's like Jordan Morris they could be made for him, or Rui Diaz.
Yeah.
He's our top scorer.
But you've only got 4. So if we go Rushmore,
I don't think there's a sounder player that is up there for this.
Not yet.
Maybe not,
I think we're getting there.
We got Griffey. We got Sue Bird.
What's Schmetzer? The coach.
Schmetzer, yeah.
Oh, man. So far, Largent, I think probably, yeah. I can't imagine.
Texters are saying, what about Marshawn Lynch?
I just thought of a boy.
If he's grabbing his boys on the actual stat.
Mount Rushmore, yes.
Yeah, I was just thinking of Marshawn. Dude, the guy really, do we win without him? Do we get to 2 Super Bowls without him? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. If you have to, again, you're trying to isolate a player. In football, there's so many people that contribute, like you said, Steve, to a victory like that. all the blockers that don't get credit,
just that entire defense, too. From Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright. You got Cam Chancellor.
we've had so many guys that are the best to play their position. Walter Jones, you could argue.
That's a good argument between Walter Jones and Steve Largent, because I feel like Largent will forever be one of the greatest of all time.
I hate to say it, but I think Walter's better. I think Walter was much more dominant than Steve Largent was at their positions. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
That's why I think Big Walt might have to.
I'm okay with that, because then we get to say one of our friends is on the Mount Rushmore.
Right?
Sports. I'm very biased.
I think right now it would be hard for you to get me off the Big Walt bandwagon to be up there right now. If you're talking about the greatest of all time, the way we're talking about Sue Bird, the way we talk about the Tom Bradys of the world, the Michael Jordans,
BJ, it's the best to ever do it. Not the greatest of all time.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
B2
Chris Jericho is the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. All right.
What about Bryan Danielson? Great wrestler. Is it sports entertainment, Mount Rushmore?
I am done with wrestling today. Okay, you had enough.
I don't know. I don't think we're done with it, man.
I am telling you,
the greatest day of all time for wrestling.
I want to wash the stench of him off my life.
Not Bryan Danielson, just Vince McMahon.
No, Vince McMahon. Yeah. So we got Big Walt, Sue Bird, Ken Griffey Jr. Those 3. I think I'm locked in.
And then maybe
I don't know about Gary Payton enough, because I don't know if I need some experts to tell me if that's a good one. I don't don't know. I surely don't. I think he's definitely in the conversation. I just don't know if there's somebody might go, no, in Sonic's history, we got to give it to.
I don't think there's a better
you
Sonic
may be right.
when it comes to just like production and,
You may
and
be
star
right.
power. Great, never won a championship, but let's also not forget what era he was in. He was in the Michael Jordan era, which was like pretty much if you weren't on the Bulls, you weren't winning championships.
And it's the Seattle Mount Rushmore, so you may have a good point there, Steve. All right, so I think we got to go with those 4 at this point until somebody can prove us wrong.
Someone said Ichiro, you goons.
That's what I was thinking.
Why not?
Not over Ken Griffey Jr. Ichiro's great, but not over Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr. much better than Ichiro
Would
ever
you
was.
remove Gary Payton so you have 2 Mariners in this Mount Rushmore?
Look, I love Ichiro. I think he did a great job. I just can't. There's only because of what, I hate to say it. He wasn't a home run hitter. He wasn't that flashy big guy with a lot of RBIs. Those kind of guys just don't get noticed the way a guy like Griffey gets noticed, or a guy like, anybody you can think of who's a big star, like, Babe Ruth. I mean, all the guys you think of, they were home run hitters. They were production guys. And Ichiro was basically a table setter, and a base stealer. Great, but greatest of all time for the Mariners? It's tough to say with you guys. You got guys like Randy Johnson and Ken.
But textures are bringing up a good point. Griffey did not stay the entire. I mean, I know it's not part of the requirements for our fictional Hall of Fame or Mount Rushmore. You have to be a member of the team for your entire career. But Griffey bailed. He wasn't with the Mariners for his entire career, whereas Edgar Martinez spent his whole career as a Mariner. That's why it's a tough one for me, because I think Griffey's best years were in Seattle. When you talk about is he one of the greatest to ever play the game, I would say yes. And I think if you ask anyone, Ken Griffey Jr., name one team, what team do you associate him with? And it's Mariners.
Yeah. But yeah, Gar was great. No doubt about it. I just feel like you got to, hey, look, it's a good problem to have when you can say, what about Ichiro? What about Gar? What about Randy Johnson? Look, you could even say, what about A-Rod? To some degree, because he had some good seasons here too.
Julio Rodriguez.
Julio. Yeah. Boy, the Mariners one is very, very tough. I'm still going to go with Spike Owens, greatest Mariner of all time. I'm still going to go with that guy.
It's like saying Richie Sexton.
I know, really.
Dan McGuire.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, you know what? It's a great conversation to have. These are fun conversations to have.
I agree.
Right? Yeah.
But I think Sue Bird is so beyond deserving of that.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got to look at how she's just dominated in the stats of the entire league to go, wow. How many players have done that in their league during their career? Not many.
12-time All-Star.
GOAT status.
4 championships for the Seattle Storm that she was obviously a big part of. 5 gold medals. Man, she must have the best room of trophies.
That's the cherry on the top, Steve. The gold medals on top of it. It's just she's probably, she's probably won the British Bake Off. We don't know that yet. She's probably won American Idol. We probably haven't heard about that.
Yeah, she's probably homecoming queen.
Really.
For sure.
Yeah. What has Sue Bird not won in her career at this point? Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
What is the name given to the person rolling the dice in a game of craps?
The crapper.
No.
The shooter.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Nice.
I love how you just thought you were being an idiot.
I was just making it up, dude. If you asked me the same question today, I might not give you the same answer.
I know. I was kind of hoping. I was like, he may just accidentally get this.
I know your first answer would still be crapper, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Crapper's got to be there. Hey, you want a shot at beating Mr. Crapper over here? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.